After the ready stance, another thing that we like to learn for defensive purposes is our basic blocks. So I'm just going to run through those real quick. Our hands are up, our elbows are in, we're in our fighting stance now. This has turned into a situation where we're having to fight, so I've got my hands up. Forearm block comes out from my face just a little bit and comes back in, okay? It's almost, we say in class, it's almost like you're going to flex and try to show off your muscle. I'm not going to roll up my sleeve because I need a tan. But I block and I pull back in, I block and I pull back in, but it stays close. You have to let the attack come towards you a little bit. It's kind of scary, okay? But if I reach out real far to where you are, my arm is not as strong when it's far away from me, and my body is not as protected when my arm is far away from me. So we have to learn how to let that movement, we have to kind of accept that it's coming towards us and just learn how to deflect it and cover and protect ourselves. Okay? So that's our forearm block. Your forearm is this part of your arm between your wrist and your elbow, and that's what we're using to block. Okay? Don't reach real far out. Okay? You're not going to help yourself. You want to stay tight, stay covered, and sort of just let it bounce off of your arm. Okay? Kind of like a shield. Okay? The second block we do is a sweep block. So fingers tight and together while my hand is open. A sweep block, there's a few different ways you can do this, but to start, we just want you to go across to your opposite ear and back. Across to your ear and back. So I take my left hand to my right ear, or my right hand to my left ear, and that's it. Okay? I don't want to go way over there, because nobody's going to punch me over here. They're going to punch towards my face. I also don't want to block and drop my hand down, because then again, I'm open. Okay? My goal is just to cover, okay, stop that punch from hitting me, and then bring my hands back up to my face. And if you notice, I move my head a little bit too. I'm trying to move behind my hand so that it's helping to make a barrier in front of my face, a shield in front of my face. Okay? You don't just have to stand in one spot and move your hands around. You can adjust what your body is doing and what your head and your other hand is, what all those things are doing to help stay as protected as possible. Okay? Third basic block is a high block. So my hands are up, my arm comes up the center of my face, and then it breaks over, okay? I'm gonna step back just a little bit so I can fit in the camera. Okay, it comes up, turns over, and when I do this, I'm gonna get a little shorter here. My arm is turned over so my thumb is on the bottom, okay? I don't wanna turn my hand this way and block with the bone here on the back of my wrist, with your ulna, okay? Some of you have learned that. I want this more padded side of my arm to be covering, and I want my arm slightly angled so that the attack can maybe deflect, slide off. If you think about rain running down a roof, kind of the same concept there. So I don't want it sideways, I want it slightly angled, and I don't want it in front of my head or on top of my head. I want it in the air, a little bit of space. And I'm bending my knees so I can fit in the camera here. It's real high production value, you can tell. Okay, block, bring it back in. Comes up, turns over and blocks, comes straight back in. Over and block, straight back in. Okay, so the thing to avoid is this. If you can see, I don't want to go around my head. Okay, I don't want to pull my arm in a circle. I want it to go straight up and turn over. Up and over. Okay, and then the number 4, the last basic block that we learned is what we call our universal block. And what's happening is my knee comes up towards my elbow, and I'm trying to cover, universal means everything, so I'm trying to cover everything. I'm trying to protect my lower body, my stomach, my chest, my head, my face, my neck, everything all at once. So, boom, I tuck my knee, I pull my knee up, I tuck my chin down behind my hand, and my elbow is covering my body here. Okay? They can kind of overlap. Okay? I'm not going to use the point of my elbow and smack the top of my knee, that really hurts. Okay, so I want to kind of let the side of my elbow go just in front of the side of my knee to cover. Okay, and when we do this, we want to pull our knee in front of us. If you're standing right there in front of me and you're kicking me, and I pick up my knee like this, I've only got this much space, right, to block with. Your foot could easily slide on the inside of my leg and still kick me. So what I do is I pick up and I turn, okay, and pull my knee in front of me. If you use your back leg, it's a big turn, It's a little bit slower. So some of you have already learned this, but we don't really use our back leg as much for a universal block. There are a few times you use it, we still do practice it and learn it, but most of the time your universal block's gonna come off the front leg, especially if they're throwing a straight attack at you, like a front kick or a side kick or a back kick. If somebody was throwing a roundhouse kick or a hook kick, that might be a time to use that back leg. Okay, so here's the 8 blocks in order one time. We call this our 8 count blocking drill. It's forearm block, sweep, sweep, high block, universal, universal. Okay, left, right, it's a basic pattern. Just try to stay covered and bring your hands back to your fighting stance in between each one. Okay, so basic blocks, 8 count blocking drill, drill it, practice it, get it in your head, make sure you know what it is and how it works. Okay, thank you guys.